Welcome to another episode of Ghost Tales. I'm your host, Ashley Knight, and with me today is Jannette Rainey with Olde Towne Ghost Walk over right here in Portsmouth, right in our backyard. And so you didn't have to come too far.
Not far at all.
Not far at all. We're so glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We love to talk about the Ghost Walk.
Oh, we love it. And I've yet to take the Ghost Walk. I've only been here a little less than 2 years. So this may be the year that I get to come on and see what it's all about.
Absolutely. It's on Friday, October 24th. So, yeah.
And we'll be mentioning that much more throughout the episode. So talk a little bit about just the Ghost Walk originated in 1980?
Yes.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that.
It started out with a group of neighbors of the Civic League looking for a fundraiser. Now, my understanding is that someone had, in the neighborhood at the time, had been to London and had taken the Jack the Ripper tours. So when the Civic League was looking for a fundraiser to do improvements around the neighborhood, like improve the playgrounds or landscaping, they asked themselves, well, what do we have? We have ghosts. Everybody's got a ghost story. And so when it originated, it was 1980. And there was a collection of neighbors that just told the story that they had experienced from their porch. So it was homeowners telling their ghost story.
How fun.
They were hoping to maybe have 50 people. It was like 1,000, and they weren't prepared. So it was a smashing success from the beginning. And then it just became more and more coordinated and having tours step off. And yeah, it's our most successful fundraiser of the year.
Wow. And and now it's no longer the homeowners, it's now actors who take them around, who retell the stories?
There are, I believe, 4 homeowners that still tell their story. And you can imagine this started a long time, 40 years ago. So, they began filling in actors sometimes in the 90s as people moved out or aged out, or and it's a real community bonding event also for the neighbors.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
that's so neat. And so we've got, how long is the tour?
It is, how do you mean, time or blocks?
Time. Well, both, actually.
It is about an hour and a half from the time you start. And as a patron, you'll hear more than 10 ghost stories.
10 different locations.
Yeah, it's about a 16 to 20 block walk, depending, or it's 16 to 20 pedestrian accessible experience. Yeah. Okay. So it goes about that long.
And we've had construction, massive construction in Portsmouth. So that's kind of affected your ghost walk for a good many years now. So
yes, for 3 years we had some necessary construction to happen on Court Street. And
so it's kind of affected your route now, but now that's all done.
All done. It's actually it's quite beautiful, and we're excited to hopefully bring back we have 2 tours, the East Route and the West Route. Everybody starts at the beginning at Trinity Episcopal Church, and then as you go through a couple of the stories, then the larger group splits. And so for several years we had to reroute the West Route. And that meant finding ghost stories on that route. But we're really excited to bring back some of the originals on the original West Route.
Gotcha. So if you've had the Ghost Walk, if you've participated in it the last 3 years, now you can experience a whole new Ghost Walk with stories that have been kind of put away for the past couple of years.
There are at least 4 stories that were put on hold, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, neat. I love that. Okay. So now so you said it starts in Trinity Cemetery?
Trinity Episcopal Church. When patrons arrive, they can enjoy the Old Town Marketplace. It's a block party from Court Street to County Street, from High to County, and that is not ticketed. So we've got I don't know how many vendors. That's not my department, but a good number. I
But
want to
it's a good
say
party.
no. It's significant. It's at least 30 vendors, possibly 50.
Oh, wow.
And that is, you don't have to have a ticket to enjoy all of the vendors. And of course, the vendors have a Halloween themed fair.
Right.
So that's family friendly. They've got antique cars and music. And of course, you can enjoy the downtown restaurants. But when you start the tour, you line up according to your tour time. And it starts at Trinity Episcopal Church. And the first story is in the cemetery. And it's a story of John Brayford. And his grave is right there in the cemetery. So that's
Good place to start.
It is a wonderful, spooky place to start. Yeah.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Well, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about ghost horses.
Yes.
Can we talk about those?
Yes.
This is going to be fun. All right. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Ghost Tales. We are here with Jannette Rainey, having a fun time talking about Olde Towne Ghost Walk in Portsmouth. It started in 1980 with just the homeowners telling their stories that they had experienced in their homes, and it kind of evolved over time. Now we have actors kind of doing most of the telling, and one of those tales is about ghost horses.
Yes.
Talk about that.
That is told by the ghost of William Flora. And back during the revolutionary times, there were a number of barns and stables downtown. And at some point, one of the barns caught fire and the horses escaped. He tells the story of horses that continue to haunt the streets of High Street. And some people report that as they leave the story, they can hear hooves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is it just on High Street, just where they can hear it?
That's where they, yes,
Yeah.
are reported. And we have a lot of people that come back, even though they've heard the same stories. They just love the experience. And it's some of those people that I swear I heard horse hooves. Yeah.
That is so neat. Oh my goodness. Okay, and so we also want to talk about Aunt Minnie.
Yes.
And this is a very interesting story. Talk about that one, because that was, how long ago was this?
I first learned about Aunt Minnie. I guess, wait a minute, what year is it?
2025.
Yeah. So 2023,
Okay.
22. Yeah. Because I knew these neighbors. I lived across the street from them. And you get to talking. Their story had not been on the Ghost Walk, but when we had to change the route because of construction on Court Street, it came up that this homeowner said, well, yeah, we have a ghost. I'm like, really? I'm thinking to myself, come on, really? But this is a very science type of person.
Yeah.
Numbers, like that's what they did for work. And so I wanted to hear more. She said, well, when we were first married and we first had our son, they had lived in the house. They were only the second homeowner. They bought the home from the original homeowner. And so anyway, they were a young married couple, had their first baby. Babies, young, like, I don't know, 3 months old. Now, it's an old house that not all of the light fixtures had modern electricity. So there was one, over the years, it was upgraded and improved. And there was one light in the hallway on the second floor where all the bedrooms were that they couldn't figure out how do we turn on this light? I mean, there's no light switch. You don't have one of those pull chains. This light doesn't work. Honey, can you fix this one day? Right. Because he was a fix-it kind of person. And he'd never gotten, at the time, he hadn't gotten around to fixing that light. Anyway, one night when the baby was young, they went to sleep in their bedroom, and the baby was in his bassinet in a room down the hall near this light. And at some point around 2:00 in the morning-ish, it was past midnight, she said, and the light was on. And one of them woke up. I think she woke up and like nudged her husband. Honey, the light's on. Go see. I'm like, you go see. No, you go. Anyway, so there's this. And so they go and they check on the baby. The baby's got a raging fever, dangerously high. And she ran across the street to our neighbor, who was a doctor at the time, and got the baby, immediate medical care. And she just can't help but think, if that light hadn't turned on, if I hadn't woken up, that could have caused irreparable damage. And that was the first time. But then later that night when they came back, the light was off.
Yeah.
So that's the first time that they became aware
there's something else here.
Somebody else is in this house. And they I don't know if it came to them or they just started calling her Aunt Minnie. That there was a nanny of the house. And then a few years later, they had another baby. So they're growing family. And then they had a daughter. And even the daughter, this part of the story didn't make to the Ghost Walk because we can't tell
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
We got time. We got tours to go. So another part to this story is when the daughter was about 2, they were playing on the 3rd floor. I think that's where they realized, things on the 3rd floor. Yeah, I swear I put something over here. And then they'd come back and it was moved. Anyway, they made the play area on the 3rd floor wide open, and all the kids' toys and things were there. And the little girl, the daughter now, was about 2 years old, and she was, talking. And the mom just thought, that's a cute. She's got an imaginary friend. And she said, who are you talking to, honey? And she said, well, the lady. Was this your friend? And she's like, yeah, she's always here. And like, wait a minute, what does she look like? And she described, the dress and the long and
long skirts.
The nice lady. I think she kept calling her the nice lady. Right. So now, fast forward about 20 years later, after the infant's experience, the daughter's experience, and then they go to move. No, so routinely, if something over the years, if something was misplaced, they would say, Aunt Minnie, would you please return such and such? And then
it would show up.
And I'm thinking, really? But anyway, but no, she's very, I swear, this is what. And then they went to move after being in the home 30 to 35 years.
Yeah.
And then on the regular, their keys started getting misplaced. Now, they always left the keys in this little bowl by the door. And then they would go to leave, and the keys would be gone. And
Aunt Minnie doesn't want them to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what they figured. And so they actually had a conversation with Aunt Minnie, because this started really disrupting their lives.
I can imagine. Right. Can't leave the house.
I mean, everybody knows to leave the keys at the anyway. And so they had a conversation with Aunt Minnie. Look, we're going to leave. We want, a big yard for the dogs. And now you're welcome to come with us if you'd like. And then the keys stopped disappearing. And now in their new home, they are pretty sure she either comes to
Minnie
visit
comes.
or she's full time. She loves that family. I don't know. All
That's
I
so
know,
sweet.
and they truly, they
Yeah.
don't. If you try to tell them Aunt Minnie's not real, no.
Yeah.
They know what they know. They know what they experienced, and that's the story of Aunt Minnie.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so sweet. I love stories like that.
Yeah, she's like a living nanny.
That's so neat.
Yeah.
We all need an Aunt Minnie.
Yeah.
We all need one of those, right?
Somebody on the other side making sure they're protecting
Yeah,
us. Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
One for everybody. All right, we're going to take another short break. And when we come back, we'll talk more about the ghost tours, where you can get tickets, and when it's going to be coming up. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to Ghost Tales. We are here with Jannette Rainey of Old Town Portsmouth Ghost Walk. We're having such a good time talking about these stories. A benevolent nanny in one of the houses that is helpful, which is great, what we all need. Talk about, okay, so the tour starts at what time? 5:30? 5:30 on September 24th, I think.
The tickets go on sale September 1st.
Yes.
And the event itself is October 24th. It's always the Friday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the Friday before Halloween. So even if you can't make it 2025, just mark your calendar for 26. It's the Friday before Halloween.
And they usually last about how long?
The tickets?
No, the tour.
Oh, the tours.
About an hour?
Oh, yes,
little
hour
bit more
and a
than
half.
Okay.
Yeah, and tour times step off from 5:30 to 9:30 in increments.
Gotcha.
Of I think they sell the tickets in blocks of 30. So
Okay.
30-minute blocks.
Okay, gotcha. And how many people in each? Is it very crowded, each group that goes off?
The
or-
first two stories are a larger group of about 50, and then when you get on the tour, the east route or the west route, it breaks up into groups of 25. But you can clearly hear the actors. If anyone is a little soft spoken, we have them mic'd, but it's not crowded per se. Okay. No, it's a fun community experience.
And which one do you prefer, the east or the west?
I mean, I think if it's your first tour, it's the first time attending the tour, I would go east route. The first time. I enjoy the stories on all. I mean, I'm partial. But a lot of people return, and then 1 year they do the east route, the next year they do the west route. I have people ask, can we do both? Well, that would be another ticket. You can,
Right.
you could do the 5:30 tour and then do
Swing
an 8
back around and
o'clock
do the
tour.
8 o'clock.
That's a lot of walking.
Go out and have dinner, walk
Sure.
off the dinner.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a fun Friday
we
night.
welcome people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
And they are $15.
Yes, $15.
$15. You can get them online.
Yes.
And if you tell people how to find it online.
I think the best way is to put in any search engine, Old Town Portsmouth Ghost Walk.
And Old and Town both have an E.
Yes,
At the
Olde
end.
Towne
Oldie Towny.
Ghost Walk. Portsmouth, it doesn't really matter the order. And it will direct you to the Civic League website and or our Facebook page. And you can...
Which is otcpl.org, which is kind of difficult to remember.
Correct.
Right.
And so just put it in the search engine.
Right.
Old Town Ghost Walk. If you
You'll
don't
get
put
there.
Portsmouth, you might go to New Hampshire. Don't
Right.
go to their Ghost Walk. We have our ghosts here. So that's quite a commute.
Yes.
So
long to go
include
on a Friday night.
Portsmouth, and you'll find us.
Okay. Awesome. And we've got time for one more story.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about it's always the third floor that are the third floors of these homes tend to be the most haunted. Talk about the little boy.
Okay. And again, this is one where I heard the ghost story from two different people. I live 4 doors down from this house, and I knew the tenants that rented this wonderful, it was originally a duplex and now it's condoed. And so I knew those tenants for like 3 years. And let me see how to be clear. So once upon a time, her mom and dad came to visit, and they had the guest room set up on the third floor, and everything was fine. And but when he went to open his suitcase,
You talk about the father.
yes, the father visiting. Yeah, the father visiting on the third floor. His suitcase was on the floor, positioned right next to an air duct, like where the AC blows out, makes it cool.
With a little vent over it.
Little vent, but it was on the wall, not the floor. And he opened the suitcase up, and so he was positioned right next to that vent. And he swears there was a boy's face, and it startled him, and he blurted something out very sternly because he was startled.
Right.
And then goes down and tells his daughter, like, have you ever experienced any, this is what. And then, and I've met this father. They're very, very dear friends of mine now. And again, somebody who was a career school administrator. I mean, somebody who's like a professional, not, I don't know. Anyway, he swears. And that night, after his first, he had one encounter, it startled him. The second time it happened, because he saw the boy's face again.
Wow.
Because it's like
wow.
it's like the boy was being mischievous.
Yeah.
And like
just kind of popping up and
yes,
to see if he could scare him.
Yes. There was something, yes, like that.
How old was the boy? Did the boy look?
About 5 years old.
Okay.
And the second time it happened, the visiting father spoke very sternly. Stop that. Don't, something. He said something reprimanding the boy that night, in the middle of the night. He and his wife were awoken. Well, I think they both woke up and saw the presence of several women in Victorian dress and a dog. I'm just
Don't forget the dog.
I'm just repeating what I heard. And he got the silent message from all of them: do not speak that way to him.
Wow.
And so he never.
And did he say, get your boy under control?
And so that was the experience. Those tenants moved out. I never mentioned anything about, because I don't know. I can't prove that. And I didn't experience it firsthand.
Yeah.
And those tenants moved out, and about 2 years ago, new tenant a tenant moved in after them. And one day, being in the flower bed, that new tenant walked up to me and said, you know anything about the history of this house? And I said, why? I swear something is on the third floor. It seems okay, but he's messing with my husband's recording equipment, or that's where his at-home sound studio was. And I told him what I knew, but I didn't tell him the story first. They had their own separate experience.
Wow.
I've been on that third floor. I never saw anything myself. But you just don't know what you don't know. But he just seemed to want someone to play with.
Yeah.
So she started leaving toys out, little cars, and hopefully she can come visit and tell you, because she's got she can go on about.
Yeah.
They lived there for a couple of years.
Wow. We'd love to have her on the show.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. We'll line her
Follow
up
up.
for sure. All right. So hear those stories and more when you book your ticket for the Old Towne Ghost Walk coming up September. Well, tickets on sale now, September 1st, starting September 1st. And the actual walk is October 24th.
Correct.
Which is the Friday before Halloween. Yes. And for a good time.
Yes.
Check it out.
Yes.
And it'll be lots of fun. Jannette, thank you so
Yes.
much for joining us tonight.
You're so welcome.
Oh my goodness, so much fun.
Yeah.
We will have you back on as well.
Yay.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us for Ghost Tales. And if you've got an experience or some kind of spooky encounter you'd like to share with us, give us a call. You can email me at ashley.knight@wavy.com. Tell me about your experience and we might have you on the show as well. In the meantime, we'll see you next time when we scare up another spooky story for you. Have a good night, y'all.